while much of the focus here is on the future of, tech, there's also a small emphasis, you might say, on things like human performance and well-being. We have just had Charlie the robot. I've been mentioning it all morning, busting some moves behind me. Milani was filming him. I think she was having a little dance with the robot too. It really is sort of, having a spotlight on the future here, which makes our next story especially timely. A new study coming out of America has found that people with greater muscle mass and lower visceral fat, so that's the fat hidden around our organs, our mid area of our bodies, have apparently younger looking brains on MRI scans. And in some cases, the difference in brain age was the equivalent of up to 8 years compared to those with low muscle mass. The researchers, they analysed more than 3,000 brains in this study, and the link held even after adjusting for, say, things like age, lifestyle and medical conditions. And the findings do suggest that building and maintaining muscle isn't just good for strength, but it may be one of the simplest tools we have in terms of our cognitive ageing and how to slow it. So let's get a lowdown on this now. We're joined now by Dr. Ibrahim Allam. He's consultant neurologist at Saudi German Hospital in Dubai. Hello, doctor. Thanks so much for coming on the agenda today.
Hi, Katie. Thank you for having me.
So I'm really
intrigued. It's a pleasure to be here and talk about this topic.
Yeah, it really is intriguing. It really is good to have you. I'm really intrigued by this. How can having more muscle make our brain look younger on MRI scans?
At the end, the muscles are not just there for the strength or for how we look like. It's actually a metabolic organ. It creates different hormones and also anti-inflammatory substances that protect our vascular system, including the one in the brain. So ensuring that there is enough blood, enough nutrients actually arriving in the important centers of the brain.
So in this study, they said that obviously if you had more muscle mass, you're more likely to have a healthier looking brain. In some cases, like I said in my intro, up to 8 years younger. How big is that effect? Are we talking about small changes here or a noticeable difference?
There is definitely, it's already known that there is a noticeable difference. Like with age, we're getting what's called brain atrophy. The brain with age is getting smaller and shrink and shrink and shrink. And there are different factors that have an effect on this, some of them that we can control and some that we can't, like age. The stuff that we can control is, of course, healthy diets, maintaining regular exercise, healthy habits, avoid smoking, avoid alcohol, and so on. And what we saw here is that regardless of the way of nutrition, their BMI or the body weight, only the body composition can also play a role. And that's by having more muscles and less visceral fat, regardless, by the way, of the subcutaneous fat. So maybe they look chubby, but actually they have a very, very healthy brain by maintaining a proper amount of body muscles.
Okay, we all need to be in the gym pumping the iron then, don't we? The study also mentions, like you said, visceral fat. Why is, hidden fat around our mid area so damaging for, we know it's bad for our bodies, bad for our organs, but bad for the brain specifically?
At the end, it causes some inflammatory process, and this causes like sclerosis. It's kind of shrinkage and blockage of our very, very minor, tiny vessels of the brain. And over time, this can even cause dementia, which like for example, Alzheimer, but there are so many other types of dementia that can be caused by these type of fats and the inflammatory process that they cause.
So are you saying then that, the more muscle we can build, the less likely it is, we will get things like dementia, Alzheimer's? Is that really as clear-cut as it is?
It is already known years ago. This study actually objectivized the situation that we can actually see it in front of our own eyes in the whole body MRI, and we see the association. But many, many other studies from years ago already proved that doing sports, at least like aerobic sports, at least 3 times a week, we're not talking about really pumping in the gym. We're talking about regular sports, using the body weight, using bands, using light weights together with cardiovascular training, like walking, like running, like whatever, bicycle, running, this all would contribute to a healthier brain and hence a better cognitive function over the years and with advancement of age.
So you're saying that building muscle is just as important as doing cardio, then, having a mix of everything?
Exactly. This is exactly what this study showed us.
Okay. And is this something that you should be thinking about now? Say I'm in my 40s, is it something you'd be recommending patients in their 50s, 60s, 70s? When can we, when is the time to start making changes?
I would say it's never too late. You should start today, and building the habit earlier is now scientifically proven that it would profit you not only now, but only when you're in old age of 70, 80, whatever. So starting today would be my clear recommendation.
Okay, that's really good to line all that out. Thank you so much. That was the voice there of Dr. Ibrahim Allam. He's consultant neurologist at Saudi German Hospital here in Dubai. I definitely need to fit in a gym session today now. Haven't been there all week. So very, 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 very busy week it has been this week. But really important that we're all doing sort of exercise. And I guess it reinforces that, doesn't it? Especially when you've got the science to back it up. I wonder what my brain would look like in an MRI scan. I dread to think. Won't be booking one of those in anytime soon.